We need to talk about TikTok.
Yes, we do need to talk about TikTok. Hi, I'm Carl Zha, your host to the Silk and Steel podcast.
This is a pivotal moment for the future of TikTok. The Supreme Court has upheld a law that requires applications owned by our foreign adversaries to be sold in order to operate in the United States, and has ruled it to be constitutional. This rule is not a ban on TikTok.
As of Sunday, midnight, when the user from US log into TikTok app, this is what they see. Sorry, TikTok is not available right now. A law banning TikTok has been enacted in the US. Unfortunately, that means you can't use TikTok for now. We're fortunate that President Trump has indicated he will work with us on a solution to reinstate TikTok once he takes office. Please stay tuned. What's more, Canadian users also reported seeing the same page. They just found out, I guess people in Canada, this is how people in Canada find out they're actually the 51st state. None of the servers are in Canada. All their data are stored in servers inside United States.
It is a pathway to a safer, better TikTok. This is the final step. Now it's time to make the deal of the century. President Trump understands the threat posed by the Chinese Communist Party's control of TikTok, and just as importantly, understands how to make a deal. There are numerous American buyers who are willing to pay tens of billions so you can continue to use the app you love. Unfortunately, it's the Chinese Communist Party, which controls TikTok's owner ByteDance, that is refusing to come to the table. It's ignoring the law because it does not care about you. The CCP would rather shut down the app than sell it so you can continue to use it. If ByteDance cares about its users, the company will come to the table and help us make the deal of the century. This will keep our country safe and ensure a better future for TikTok and all of its users. Now, all ByteDance has to do is sell. Let's get to work.
Fuck a new app. Enough with where are we going after TikTok closes down, because I think y'all are missing the point. Loud reminder here that over 10 years, we have never seen a more politically divided system than we have today, left versus right. But there's one thing over the past 10 years, one thing that both sides of the aisle have unanimously and quickly agreed upon: the banning of TikTok. They say it's because of national security, but we have many, many politicians on this app using it right now. They specifically said in their hearing on Friday that they were worried about young people growing up and then ending up in positions of power in the government with TikTok having their data. The last two presidents of the United States are on TikTok. They've been on this app for years campaigning. This is what it's really about. And they said this verbatim on Friday. Their main concern is that this app will cause Americans to rise up against leaders in our government. Let me say that again so it sinks in. They are scared that this app may finally cause the American people to begin to oppose their political leaders and take control of their own government. They're already seeing it happen, and they need it to stop, okay? Not a coincidence that the ban goes into effect on January 19th, literally the day before power shifts in the White House. Not a coincidence that they packaged the TikTok ban with a bill that provided over $10 billion of foreign humanitarian aid to further incentivize members of Congress to vote for the banning of TikTok. Not a coincidence at all that they don't give a shit about Temu, an app that has over 70 million American users that collects way more data than TikTok does. It has way less safeguards currently in place from the Chinese government accessing that data. Not a coincidence that every major corporation in our entire country has been lobbying and paying off our government officials to vote for the banning of TikTok. Did we all just forget that 2 years ago Facebook paid GOP firm to malign TikTok and was boosting messages calling TikTok a threat to American children? It's no secret that Meta stands to make billions of dollars from this shutdown. And by the way, guess how many members of Congress and the House of Representatives personally own stock in Meta? Yeah, try all of them. And by April of last year, Meta was one of the top 10 stocks that members of Congress and the House of Representatives were purchasing. Still think they're just banning TikTok because of China reasons? Unknowingly, this app created a revolution in this country and absolutely changed the way the American people communicate with each other. And that's what they want to get rid of. They want us all to go back to 2015. I just wish we were asking less, what app are we going to go to next, and asking more, how are we going to combat this blatant corruption in our government? Everyone is praying that once TikTok goes away, we'll just quietly shuffle over to another app that's controlled by the United States government and just go about our lives. And I don't know, based on what I'm seeing this week and how defeated we all are, I'm worried they may actually get what they're hoping for. If someone has a plan of action, please drop it in the comments, because I don't think it's enough for me to just download another app. We need to start doing something about this.
So as we know by now, the Extend TikTok Deadline Act was just shot down in Congress. And a lot of you guys don't know, but I have a finance degree, and I have never made a political video on this app. But after what I just saw Congress do, I'm gonna make one. Because this has nothing to do with the American people. It's about making them a ton of money. And as you guys know, TikTok is in direct competition with Meta, which used to be Facebook. And the thing about Meta is it's a publicly traded company. And you know who has a lot of money in Meta? Yeah, our Congress. Like Mr. Josh G right here. I'm not even going to try to pronounce your last name because frankly, you wouldn't even care to learn mine. You have a lot of money in Meta, so let's see how you voted. Oh yeah, you voted to pass the ban. What about my good friend Michael McCall over here? You betcha. How about our old pal Jared right here, who actually very recently purchased a ton of Meta stock, very coincidentally right before the TikTok ban. Would you look at that? He voted to ban it too. And the thing is, this isn't a left or right issue. Leaders in Congress from all 50 states just decided to ban this app, which pays for the livelihood of millions of people for our safety, while also cashing in with Meta. And that's only one part of why this whole ban is stupid. Another part is you put a bill to ban TikTok inside of a humanitarian aid bill so it could rush through Congress. It was never debated on the floor. The Senate never had to hear any witness about it. In fact, you didn't ask any of the people from the United States of America, from your home states that you somehow represent, how it would affect their livelihood. Markey didn't come up and say, we have to reverse it. All he asked was for 270 extra days for the creators to find a job, to find another plan, to find a different way to put food on the table, to provide. In the video, he brings up all of the LA creators are letting us know about the wildfires. They're spreading awareness, different stories. And 175 million Americans use this app. That is over half of all the people that you represent in Congress. But because of their own personal selfishness, wanting to cash a check, wanting to cozy up to each other and climb the ladder, they couldn't care less what the people think about this. But hey, I'm glad your guys' stock portfolios are looking nice.
I just really hope that everybody who is on TikTok, who has had community from TikTok, had their life changed from TikTok, made money off TikTok, I hope that you don't forget who did this. Democrats and Republicans working together, signed by Joe Biden, to assault your free speech rights and your ability to earn income. And the Israeli lobby, of course. Too often as Americans, we act totally helpless over what happens in our country. And that's not to say it's not wildly difficult, because this country is incredibly corrupt. It's not moving toward an oligarchy. It is one. But there are choices that we can make, like informing ourselves on what they're voting for and choosing whether to keep them in office. They couldn't be bothered to address gun violence, but they got that TikTok ban passed real quick, knowing that they were lying about the security risk when it came to China. Because if they were really that concerned about China, then why is Shein and Temu still on here? So I hope that you are enraged, and I hope that you use that energy to vote out every single person that did this, which is over half of Congress. There needs to be consequences for this. It is a long past time that Congress pays some consequences for rushing to pass laws that hurt us while refusing to pass laws that would help us. Now you know how quickly they can pass a law when they want to. Don't ever accept their excuses again about the filibuster and gridlock. The parliamentarian, those are all just excuses so they don't actually have to do anything for you. And in case you're not pissed enough, a lot of the Congress members that voted for this, like Josh Gottheimer and Jared Moskowitz and all of those clowns, yeah, they have stock in Meta, so they're going to profit off this ban. Yeah, because if you did insider trading, you would go to prison. But in Congress, they get to write the laws and then trade off of that information.
They don't want to ban TikTok because they're afraid of the Chinese government. They want to ban it because they're afraid of the American people. It's important that people understand that, right? When they say it's a national security threat. The threat is you. There's an increased anti-American sentiment on the app. What that really means is an increase in criticism of the American power structure and corruption in the American government. It's not an increase in criticism of the concept of America. People aren't making hate videos about baseball and apple pie. That's not what's happening. This increasing criticism of the power structure is not the app. right? That's the users on it. That's the way people are using the platform. And it's important to note that most Americans consume content mostly from other Americans. So that's what they're really afraid of, right? They're afraid of Americans talking to other Americans on a platform that they can't seem to figure out how to control the narrative on. And this kind of criticism of the power structure is supposed to be there, right? It's a healthy part of any functional democracy. Really, it's what the media is supposed to be for. That's what they mean when they say that the media is the fourth branch of government. The media's role is to keep the people informed and to hold the people in power accountable. But when money corrupts politics, then the people with money are the people in power. And when those people also own the media, there is no accountability anymore. It's important we understand that any kind of system of power requires the participation and the obedience of the people it has power over. That's why controlling the narrative is so important, right? Controlling what people believe society is, or even reality is. That's the cornerstone of power. That's the most important part. Money is not the most important part, right? You believing that money is the most important part is the most important part of money. Money doesn't have inherent value. That's what gives money value. Us believing collectively that it does and acting accordingly. So through people's belief that money has value, they can use money to control people. That's the value of money if you're one of the people that controls the system that governs the money supply, right? Not the monetary value of the money, but the control. Now that requires people choosing to participate in the structure you have power over, which requires people believing in the reality of that structure, which requires controlling what people believe, which requires controlling the narrative. So any platform or forum where people scrutinize or question the narrative of the people in power or collectively form their own narrative in spite of the people in power always has been and always will be the most dangerous possible thing in the...
If TikTok being banned does not radicalize you as an American citizen, you are intentionally missing the point, because it's not about TikTok. It's the fact that Republicans and Democrats across all legislative branches can expeditiously and unanimously pull together like never before, and probably never again, to streamline legislation banning a social media app while completely ignoring everything important to us. They can't pull together to make sure my kids don't get shot while they go to school, to fix the economy, to mandate livable wages, to kick hedge funds out of single-family homes so I can afford my fucking mortgage again. They're doing fuck all about homeowners insurance, stealing billions of dollars from Americans, and then leaving them for dead while their homes wash away in a flood or burn to the fucking ground in a fire. They, like every other country, can't pull together to outlaw the poisonous substances that are put into our food, creating an epidemic of obese, diabetic, cancerous Americans who need to lean on a healthcare system. They do fuck all the mandate in way of quality of service or cost. They won't give us free healthcare. They won't invest in infrastructure or education, but all of their efforts collectively go to banning a social media app. California is on fire. North Carolina and Tennessee washed away. New Jersey has geoplasmic orbs over it. Our kids get shot in school, and our economy is on the brink of fucking collapse. But their top priority is banning social media. That's where the effort goes. Until next time, TikTok, where the algorithm moved and the scrolling and stop, sending dreams to the light. Sure.
你好吗？我很好，你呢？
The TikTok parent company ByteDance has repeatedly said they refuse to sell. Now, we also have Republican senators who are against the extension of the ban. We have Republican senators Tom Cotton of Arkansas and Pete Ricketts of Nebraska, who wrote a joint statement said, "We commend Amazon, Apple, Google, and Microsoft for following the law and halting operation with ByteDance and TikTok. We encourage other companies to do the same. The law, after all, risks ruinous bankruptcy for any company who violated it. Now the law has taken effect. There's no legal basis for any kind of extension of its effective date. This is why Apple will release a statement that cited the ban as its reason for removing TikTok from its app store. So TikTok is not out of the woods, guys.
Well, I think the first time President Trump gets into a trade war with China, the minute we have a disagreement, when we exchange tariffs, they're going to realize the news feed will be all pro-China. There's no pro-Israel stories on there, almost nothing. There's no pro-Taiwan stories. Do we want the predominant news source in America with young people to be pro-China, gradually, subtly anti-American? That's the question you have to ask.
So China's a threat, huh? China. Haven't checked, but probably China. China. My grandfather made this, so not China. Hold on. China. But yeah, we're all of a sudden worried about China. The truth is, it has nothing to do with China. And it has everything to do with the truth that you can find on this app. But another important point that they don't like to bring up, you can't invest in stock when it comes to TikTok. And we all know our congressmen and women love to invest. Pretty interesting, so many of them have thrown so much money into Meta right before they voted to ban TikTok.
I just want to make this clear. If it's ever like I have to pick the U.S. or China, I'm picking China. If we go to war with China, I'm defecting to China.
What is so important to me that y'all understand in these last final moments, these last final breaths of TikTok, is that the TikTok bill is not about TikTok. And I know people have said this before, but you have to understand, please just listen to me. The TikTok bill is not about TikTok. It essentially gives the U.S. government all kinds of access to restrict anything that they believe that is happening on the internet that is being in any way, shape, or form promoted by foreign adversaries or anything that directly contradicts what the U.S. government wants. Do you hear me? And I know we're having these haha jokes, and I see these non-Americans being like, oh, the Americans are going to be gone. I want you to know that America is one of the biggest allies to most of your countries. Your country will absolutely do this too. And it's also something to be said about the fact that you shouldn't be laughing at an insane level of censorship. And I want you to fundamentally learn that when a window like this is open, whether it gets passed on Sunday or not really doesn't matter because the window's open regardless. They'll do it again. It gets passed. It gets passed. It doesn't. The window is still open. And one thing about the U.S. government is if you open a window, they will sneak in and they will flood your house. And the waters will rise all the way up your throat until they hit your mouth. And when you are screaming for help, they will suffocate you. Do you hear me? Okay? Just want you to know that.
Hello everyone, this is Sade. So it looks like TikTok is available again. I have no idea what's happening. I'm very confused, but it's been a weird situation. But ever since TikTok opened again, I have received dozens and dozens of comments and private messages asking me if I'm going to be staying on this platform. And the answer is yes, absolutely. I will be staying here permanently. The community here is amazing. This is like the most loving, supportive community that I've ever experienced online, and I'm so grateful to be here. And I know I've said that a million times.
Your songs are simply sounds of nature. This is so beautiful. Enjoying artists showcasing their talents. Recently, my eyes, ears, and soul have been in bliss. Listening to music can truly heal the soul. Isn't it wonderful? I have not had any responses like this on any... I don't think I've ever had responses like this to my music ever, to this level of like, I feel like you guys are writing poems for me. I don't care what happens with I'm coming.
To all TikTok refugees and our foreign friends, you might have felt the welcoming atmosphere on RedNote here, and you may also have seen comments like, finally Li Hua got his letter back. Let me quickly explain what this means and why all Chinese people are so eager to talk to you all. There's a story behind this. You know, Chinese schooling is very tough, and back in the school years, most of us were kind of scared of English exams. And there was always this short essay question on almost every exam. It usually start with something like, assume that you're Li Hua, a grade 12 student writing to your foreign pen pal, Peter, Sarah, or Jennifer, to introduce cuisines in your hometown, invite them to travel in China, or something random like that. We spent years playing the role of Li Hua, writing thousands of essays in exams and test prep sessions. But honestly, we all questioned it at some point. Where is this foreign friend? I don't even know anyone named Sarah or Mike. Why am I doing this? There's no way I will ever need to write to like a foreign friend like this in real life, right? You know, China has sometimes felt isolated because of geopolitical issues. Foreigners don't visit China as much as they visit other Asian countries like Japan, Korea, or Thailand. Most of us rarely had the chance to speak with foreigners, and many people just assume they'd forget all the English they learned after college anyways. So what was the point of writing hundreds and thousands of fake English letters to an imaginary friend? Then one day in January 2025, after writing letters to an imaginary pen pal and never getting anything back for 10 years, we finally got a real letter back from you guys on RedNote. You're like Li Hua's pen pal finally coming to life. It feels magical. We never imagined people from the other side of the world could actually hear us and get to know us. We have been living in our own little Chinese internet bubble for so long. It's been fun, but we're missing something. And now that you are here, you make us feel like the world is actually connected. We want to share everything with you, our cats, our dogs, our jokes, our lives. You know, in Chinese, the internet is called 互联网, which literally means a net that connects everyone. And I think that's probably what the internet was always meant to be. I've seen lots of TikTok refugees posting things like, thanks for hosting us and being so nice to us recently. But we also want to say thank you. Thank you for coming over, trying to post in our language, talking to us, interacting with everyone. It makes us feel like we're not alone in this world. After all, we're all human, and deep down, humans are more alike than we're different.
To show you guys something very interesting, this is a decommissioned bus converted into a grocery store. You can find this environmental friendly bus grocery stores in Beijing, and it's very beneficial for the elderly citizens. They can just simply buy fruits and vegetables from this bus without going too far away from their home to go to the supermarket.
Hey everyone! Today I'm going to show you some community canteens. These are state-run canteens mainly for elders, though everyone can use them. They are located in most neighborhoods and provide services to elders who get huge discounts on their food. They serve extremely affordable home-style dishes from cuisines all over China. Everywhere there's education about the nutritional value of the dishes, and they are labeled green, yellow, or red according to how frequently they should be consumed. Here's a look at some of the prices you can expect, and elders usually get a 50 to 70% discount at certain times of the day. These canteens are usually busy all day and include facilities like workers' rest stops, especially for delivery drivers, sanitation workers, and construction workers, with first aid, free water, and microwaves. Connected are usually free health centers for people to measure their blood pressure or get a general checkup. You can also bring containers so you can take the dishes home, which is really convenient for elders who don't have to cook. This is myself and a friend's meal, and everything in total cost $7 US.
Can someone please tell me why we are so behind here in the US? Like, bro, I just saw some videos of what China really looks like. Bro, we are 200, 300 years behind. Let me just show you this. Check this out.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Shanghai. Step into China's world of advanced transportation and stunning architecture. Join me as we explore Shanghai's vibrant cityscape under the evening lights.
What are we doing wrong? What? That looks like something straight out of like a video game. Like, what?
4 days on RedNote has me going through all the stages of grief. And right now, I think I'm sitting firmly in anger. And not at the Chinese or anything like that. They're fucking amazing. Their cities are amazing. Their people are amazing. Their lifestyle is amazing. Their fucking grocery bills are fucking amazingly small. I am fucking, dude, American exceptionalism is a lie. It's a fucking lie. This country, every day of our lives is just one big goddamn commercial to fucking leech every fucking dime out of our pockets and every fucking spare second you have out of your day. It is just nothing but a non-stop fucking hamster wheel. And as a goof, we go and protest by like, oh, you're gonna fucking take away TikTok because the fucking Chinese are gonna take our data? Well, we're gonna fucking mail our social security card directly to Xi's fucking office. You know, and then we start talking to these people and seeing how they live and then actually having direct message conversations with these new friends that are curious and excited about us. And they're like, oh, you know, tell us about what it's like in America. No offense, but we hear you're lazy and all you do is hang out and go on vacations. And I'm like, vacation? What the fuck are you talking about? No, I mean, most people are working 2, maybe 3 jobs just to fucking make ends meet. And then, you know, we start talking about what things cost. And they're like, yeah, dude, I mean, I go out to eat. It costs me, you know, whatever the fuck their money is called, yuan, whatever it is. It's like RPN, I don't know. And you do the math and you Google the exchange rate and you're like, hang on. That's like $1.90 for a meal, like a sit down meal. $2 you spent on a fucking meal? Then, you know, you start scrolling through and you see their grocery haul and all this shit and you can see the prices right there and then do fucking Google with the exchange rate. Dude, we already knew we were getting fucked, but we're getting fucking extra slam fucked. No lube, no permission, no consent. And we've been told our whole lives that these are evil people that fucking hate us and they're backwards and they're slaves working in sweatshops and living in gulags and you would hate it over there. Don't even bother going over there. And, you know, honestly, to a lot of us Americans, we're fucking ignorant to the point we've bought the fucking propaganda that was being sold to us our whole lives. I know hardly anyone that's ever even expressed interest in going to China with their rare vacation time and dollars. And then, all at once, tens of millions of us go over to this app as a lark, just to goof off. And we all got slapped in the face with I mean, dude, these skyscrapers in these cities, they're beautiful, they're clean. It looks like the goddamn future. I'm telling you, man, these people are living in the year 2325. I'm not even sure we're a first world country anymore. If you compare apples to apples, I mean, this place is fucking amazing. No, I'm not. Look, I know a bunch of y'all are already fucking clutching your pearls and you already got a fucking thumb up your own asshole. Oh, but America's the best thing in the world. You're anti-patriotic. You must hate America. Fucking commie. No, I'm just fucking stating what it is. I've seen with my own eyes on a different platform that we're just not fucking living. Not like the way other places in the world are fucking living. And we've got to get the fuck over ourselves and the nonsense that we've been sold. Because this ain't it. This ain't fucking it. Man, something's got to change. It's got to change fast. I don't know how or who or where or when. Something has to change, and I think everybody can feel it in the fucking air. Everybody's about to fucking snap. People were on the verge, and who the fuck thought that Hongbaoshu was gonna fucking show us our life is just one big shitty commercial on a hamster wheel. We're that Black Mirror episode where you live in that fucking pod and you look at the screen and you have to watch so many ads to get enough credits to eat. That's us.
I can't stop thinking about RedNote. I know this is the second time I've posted today about it, but I keep reflecting, and I had 2 big insights that I wanted to share. One is that I now have to admit that I have been freely consuming American propaganda about the Chinese people my entire life. And As a kid, I grew up assuming that the Chinese people lived in bleached out, gray, tenement housing in cities that were full of smog. And they would all trudge to work like ants in their matching gray outfits, and that everyone was soulless. And I'm mortified to admit this, but that's what I thought as a kid growing up. And that didn't just come into my head out of nowhere. And so it pains me to think of how easily I could consume this propaganda and just assume an entire nation of people live that way. And I'll tell you what, go on over to RedNote. That is not the China that you will see. It is so full of beautiful, warm, welcoming people and their pets and their families. And it's extraordinary. And I don't think you can really understand it unless you're over there playing around and experimenting with the app. And I'm not saying that in like a smug way. I just think it's a really beautiful, unusual way to get to know people from another country, especially a country that is so far away from us in every possible way and not all by our own design. So that's one thing I just wanted to acknowledge, that, yeah, I grew up on American propaganda demonizing communist China, and I really regret it now. The other thing is, as a Gen X person who grew up with the Jetsons, and who, as I sit here in the year 2025, look around and wonder, where is the glorious future that I was promised by the Jetsons as a kid? China is that future. I cannot even believe these cities, and not even the big major Chinese cities, but the beauty of the infrastructure and the public transportation and the design and the architecture and the amenities. It's incredible. It is the Jetsons. It's this glittering, colorful, gorgeous, sleek future that they're living now. There was one little creator video. She's kind of like a wonderful, cozy lifestyle aesthetic creator. And she's showing off some beautiful floral arrangements on her beautiful table. And in the background, she's got like sliding glass doors behind her. And it wasn't even the point of the video. But I noticed there's almost like, imagine a Roomba, but like one that goes up and down windows, like vertically. I'm like, she's got a little robotic cleaner thing just cleaning her windows casually, like no big deal. It's just the gadgets, the cleaning supplies and tools. It is truly, and one commenter said like, oh, I get it. So y'all are living in the year 2050. Okay, cool, got it. So all I can say is if you're not there already, I strongly suggest you go experiment with RedNote, and hopefully our governments will not mess that up for us, and we'll be able to stay over there, provided we mind our damn P's and Q's. And I'm already seeing people trying to bring their American political bullshit over to the comments section. Like, leave your bullshit at home. They don't need it, okay? We don't need it either. And if we can just keep behaving nicely, maybe we can enjoy this beautiful opening of cultural exchange. Okay, please get over there. It's wonderful. I'm even taking my comments and having ChatGPT translate them into Mandarin before I post them, just out of respect. It's so easy to communicate if you just make an effort. So get on over there. It's fun. And they love us. I think they love us. So far, they love us. Okay, that's it. Good night, everybody. Go try it.
For my Chinese friends, I just want to tell you some discussions Americans are having right now. All of us agree and are astounded at how cheap and affordable your groceries, housing, and cars are. I have been watching you guys' grocery haul videos, and it is blowing my mind. America could never. A lot of us also cannot believe how advanced your country is, because we were always shown and told that you guys were a third world, like, starving country. That's just not the case. The fact that 95% of you guys own homes is mind-boggling. It is, like, seriously almost impossible to own a home anywhere in the US. You have to work immensely hard. How about y'all's law school is like $800 a year, and I think that your homeless rate is like 0.18%. I have people living outside of tents outside of my building. Like, it's terrible here. What? I saw somebody say earlier that a cancer medication that they get is about $20 in China, and they are paying $22,000 a month in the US for that same medication. What? A lot of you guys were also thinking that it's propaganda, that our kids sometimes, if they can afford it and their parents want to, will put them in a bulletproof like backpack to go to school. They also do stand up and do the Pledge of Allegiance every single day before class starts. This whole experience might just be the most awake and united I think I've ever seen this country. We are pissed at our government, number one. Number two, astounded. Absolutely astounded.
小红书
Americans are coming on this app and realizing that the only people who get to live the American dream are the Chinese.
小红书
Guys, TikTok hasn't been unbanned. Trump gave it 75 days extension to enforce the ban. But Apple and Google are still enforcing the ban by keeping TikTok off their app stores. So if you lost your phone, have a new phone, somehow delete the app, you're not getting TikTok back.
Everybody's wrong about the TikTok ban, and it's driving me crazy. TikTok is banned right now. It's not in the App Store. It was banned on the 19th. All Trump did is sign a 75-day reprieve, allowing TikTok to operate to April 5th, 2025. At that point, it's banned indefinitely in the United States, with the grim chance that he can convince TikTok to sell when they already said they will not, 50% or not. Despite what Trump said that TikTok is useless without America, it's not. It will continue to operate globally and continue to dominate. As sitting U.S. president, you have limited options. You can try to convince Congress to rewrite the law and say it's somewhat unconstitutional, but you don't got the votes. You could also do a constitutional amendment, but you need 2/3 of the vote. Good luck. You don't got it. So you heard it here first. The man that 2 years ago predicted the TikTok ban would happen because of the Israeli lobby, and they always get what they want. So as of April 5th, 2025, say bye-bye TikTok and blame the Israeli lobby.
Some users have noticed after the TikTok outage, the TikTok seems different.
So TikTok has definitely changed. I wanted to make some content on here because I've never been active on any other apps and I've never used my voice or spoken out about anything. Since I've been back on TikTok after the ban, that shit has been fundamentally altered, and I do not know exactly why or what has changed, but it is different. I don't know if it was like a reset on my algorithm and now they're just throwing stuff at the wall to see what I like again. But the stuff that I was getting, the people that I was seeing, and just the vibe is really different. I think I'm going to stay here for a while because I do not trust what's happening at TikTok.
Many of you have asked for more Xiaohongshu, aka RedNote interactions. Ask and you shall receive. Welcome to more of RedNote Diaries.
I heard that in China they don't celebrate Christmas. Is that true?
No, we do.
Oh, really?
Let me show you something.
Okay, where are we going?
We're at a Christmas market here.
Christmas market? I want to get mulled wine. So warm.
0.5.
Let's check out the food. American turkey. And Korean food. American pork ribs. Oh my god, grilled cheese. Montreal flare steak. And they got some waffles.
German sausage.
No, the only sausage I wanted. I kinda want more wine now.
Alright, let's go.
And China's visa-free policy for most of the Europe, and a 2-week visa-free transit policy for most of the world. Now, many foreigners are traveling to China and discover China on their own.
China is so ahead on technology. So I just got into my hotel room, right, in Shanxi, and just take a look at this. We've got a lovely room right here and a really nice bathroom. But take a look at this. The technology is next level. 小度 打开窗帘
已经打开窗帘
Oh my god. What the hell? I have never seen that before in my life. What? This is just a normal average hotel room, but it has one of these little things. Look at this. Let me do it again. 小度,小度.
我在听。
关灯.
已经关闭灯。
Wow. Okay. 小度,小度.开灯.
已经打开灯。
What? Oh my god. This is an average hotel room in the middle of nowhere, pretty much. And it has that technology. It just shows how China is ahead of just everyone else, really. Like, I would be expecting this stuff in Shanghai, Beijing, maybe. But Shanxi, in the middle of nowhere. China is crazy.
I think it does one.
北京也有那个无人驾驶汽车了，怎么能不带小木体验一下呢？来了，
怎么 open? Oh, look, there's digits. Okay, let's go. Oh, no.
欢迎乘坐留后跑，很高兴为你服务，请系好安全带。
Okay. Hey, where's the driver though?
无人驾驶啊！
请尽快点击屏幕上的出发按钮，开始行程。
Oh,
害怕吗？
Oh, look at the steering wheel.
乘坐，
Oh, but what if we like
请
crash
全
or
程坐
害
在
something?
后排，
怕吗？
禁止侵入前排区域，禁止触碰前排所有
我觉得得了，
Yeah, so awesome though.
行程中
How
进入江头，
应该是很安全的。
So incredible.
真的无人驾驶。
You guys, this is incredible. How China's technique has come to this. We're in the future, guys.
你原因的时候 nervous 吧？
Now I'm not as nervous after a few minutes, but like now I'm just kind of excited to see how this ride goes. Bye! 0111. You know, in the future, I'm gonna buy this car. You'll see me not driving this car, but just being passenger.
Streets, so quiet. I've never seen China so quiet. I think it's a new residential area. There's not much here. It's mostly construction. Not really restaurants or anything. I'm hoping I find something. Oh my god, there's street food. Has been saved. Yet again, street food saves what could have been a disastrous day. I'm so happy now. These beautiful people are making me something to take home. I don't know. I can't wait to get it home and show you guys, but I am so goddamn happy right now. I could actually start skipping.
One thing I noticed that so far there haven't been a lot of discussion about physical safety in China versus United States and rest of the West. Or maybe I haven't looked, but China is extraordinarily safe. Foreign women can walk around at 2 o'clock in the morning without fear for her safety. Inevitably, there are people asking, well, what about Uyghurs? Well, you can go to RedNote now and asking Uyghurs themselves, because yes, they are present on RedNote, aka Hongbaoshu. Let's hear what they have to say.
Hello, TikTok refugees. I'm Uyghur lawyer based in Beijing. Many people think I don't look like a typical Chinese person. But actually, China has 56 ethnic groups. Every group has its own special vibe. Today, let me introduce my hometown, Xinjiang.
Guys, I need your help. When I was in 7th or 8th grade, there was a Chinese foreign exchange student at my school. His American name was Simon. That's all I remember. But we were like best friends for that year. But then he moved back to China and we couldn't communicate. Simon, if you are out there, It's Katharina. I miss you. I miss our friendship. Simon has been found. Oh my goodness.
Now Chinese police is on RedNote giving warning to Americans to warn them about online scam. Take a look.
最近有外国朋友啊，收到这样一份合同，他们在网上咨询求助，我来解释一下。这种情况要具体问题具体分析，但我要提醒这位外国朋友，网络上很多东西啊都是不真实的，不要轻易相信。还有一种骗局，就是骗子用 AI 生成一张图片，利用图片来实施诈骗。眼见不一定为实，所以我们要擦亮双眼。现在的诈骗手段层出不穷，花样繁多，预防诈骗要牢记3不1多：陌生电话不轻信，未知链接不点击，个人信息不透露，转账汇款多核实。I'm Office Wu. Follow me and make a place friend. Feel free to consult if you have any questions.
Now we have Americans coming to the RedNote to dispel disinfo that exists on Chinese social media.
While I've been on this app, I've seen a lot of Chinese people talk about rumors and stereotypes that they've heard about Americans, and I wanted to clear some up. First off, I have seen a lot of Chinese people say that they hear that Americans have free healthcare and free education, and I want to say that is completely false. I am currently about 20,000 United States dollars in debt from college, and I'm considered one of the lucky ones. Another thing is, not a lot of people actually have health care. Some of us are lucky that our job offers it, but even then, we still have to pay out of pocket for whatever our insurance doesn't cover. A lot of Americans don't have medical insurance. A lot of Chinese people seem to believe that Americans only work about 40 hours and we have good paying jobs and we get holidays off. That is not true for the majority of Americans. I'd say about 1%, the 1% is able to enjoy the ability to have holidays off and not work long hours. However, most Americans that I know work 40 hours, have more than one job, don't get holidays off, and struggle to afford housing, living.
So in my last video, I showed homes of some upper middle class Chinese. Some people are asking, well, what about ordinary Chinese? What about Chinese living in the rural areas? Catherine, American vloggers who lives in the Chinese countryside, would like to show you.
Hello friends, welcome to rural China. Today I'm going to show you around the little village I've been living in for the past year and a half. This is my front gate. These are my Year of the Snake decorations. The snakes don't even look like snakes. They've cutified them to the point they're barely recognizable. And here is my neighbor's chickens. Oh, they're coming. They think I brought them food. Sorry guys, no food. We give all of our leftover food to the neighbor's chickens, and then the chickens consume it and they digest it and they turn it into eggs, and then our neighbor gives us eggs. So it's a very beautiful cycle. This right here is the bamboo forest that I walk in every evening. As long as I'm home, I do travel a lot. And I love how thick the bamboo is. This is a really cool bamboo ecosystem. I feel like an ant in somebody's lawn. Right behind me here is my neighbor's geese. They be honking all day long. But honestly, I would still prefer this over the sound of like beeping horns that you hear in the cities. So here is some preserved meat in the sun. This is something you see in the winter a lot in rural China. This has a very unique texture and flavor compared to meat that's frozen or kept in the refrigerator. This is the root vegetable truck.
6块1斤。
我们就是过来看一下。
你给我拍照，我听听这个故事，难开始了。
很时尚。So every day in the village you can hear like all these sounds coming through on megaphones. It's trucks like that selling literally anything from vegetables to chairs and tables. Like they sell all kinds of stuff. This here is our package rack. If we order something off Taobao, it usually arrives between like 2 to 4 days depending on where it's coming from. And it just gets dropped off right at this rack. So I actually do have a package today, and I don't like scan a code or like show it to an employee or anything. You just take it and leave. And I've never had anything stolen in my year and a half of living here. Here's the grocery store. We got a variety of snacks, Noodles, of course, gotta have the instant noodles. Here's some little bread, some little pastry things, some household items. Yeah, 谢谢, She's giving us snacks for our train ride tomorrow. 过年后再见啊, bye bye. That's all for today, everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed this little village tour. Let me know in the comments what you think. Would you live in this village? And if you're interested in rural China content, you can follow me on YouTube at Catherine's Journey to the East. I have 4 years worth of rural China life and shenanigans.
America fucked up so bad. So I'm over here on RedNote, ni hao, and I'm like making friends with these amazing Chinese people. Their fashion, phenomenal. They're so kind and funny and smart, and their city is beautiful. And I'm starting to understand why our government wants us to stay far, far away from them. Because what the hell? Their nails, their manicures, 500 times better than what we get in the US. Their groceries, better, significantly cheaper. Their vehicles, which are illegal here, $15,000 for a brand new car. Technology that we couldn't even fathom here. They come in cool colors like pink and like all this stuff. Like we could never, right? Banned here. The phone technology they have, it's illegal here. And it's better. And it's cheaper. But what really got me? What really got me is I saw this guy doing a home tour of his apartment with beautiful views, and it was just a 1-bedroom apartment, but he was explaining how, unlike America, once he's paid his apartment off, it's his forever, like until he dies. There's no property tax. There's no property taxes. The government taking TikTok away, they never, oh my God, they never would have thought. They thought they would just shove us back to Instagram and all the other meta platforms. But Gen Z, I love you guys so much. You guys genuinely don't give a fuck. Like, no fucks. We're straight to RedNote. We're like, fuck you guys. We'll learn Mandarin. We're making friends. We're being welcomed. And dude, the conversations, they like feel bad for us. They feel bad for us. They feel bad for us. It's all a lie. It's all been a lie. This is
小红书.
Now we have Uyghur vloggers welcoming foreign TikTokers coming to Xiaohongshu, aka RedNote platform.
First of all, welcome all the TikTok refugees to come here. I think it's a very good opportunity to get to know the real China. As you can see, my appearance might make you think that I'm a foreigner, right? But here's the thing, we have 56 ethnic groups in China. It has never been a homogeneous country. I belong to the ethnicity called Uyghur, which is called Uyghur in English. Most of our population is in Xinjiang, the northwest part of China. You guys might have heard a thing or two about Xinjiang or about Uyghurs, but I'm pretty sure that it's all negative, because you know that's how the propagandas work. All I'm saying is, if you're curious about Xinjiang, if you're curious about minorities, if you're curious about anything about China, you can get a whole lot of different views in here in RedNote compared to the Western media. Or you can leave some comments, tell me what you want to know. So enjoy your RedNote journey, and again, you guys are true.
There's a Mexican-American woman who shared that she has an autistic son who is very particular about his food, but he prefers Chinese food, and she asked for recipes, and the Chinese users obliged. And now she and her husband has managed to cook a common Chinese dish called the tomato and scrambled eggs.
And the egg, oh, I'm excited.
That's good.
There are a few things that I'm seeing over on RedNote that are absolutely wild to me, and here's some of the things that I find the craziest. When Chinese people see footage of the homelessness in America, like what our streets look like, they think that the footage is fake because they literally cannot conceptualize how much homelessness is going on here. When they see the footage, some of these comments are saying, why don't they just go home? Is it comfortable to sleep on the street or something? They don't get it. Chinese people have found out that some Americans end up selling their blood or plasma to make a little bit more money to be able to pay their bills. It made them emotional because they can't conceptualize how a government could allow their citizens to have to sell their own blood to be able to afford their lives.
Just talking about several posts on RedNote that went viral because Americans were asking Chinese users whether it's normal in China to sell blood for money. And the Chinese people are shocked. And they have to explain this is illegal in China because 20 years ago in a village in Henan, a bunch of villagers lined up to sell their blood. And this resulted in blood contamination. A lot of villagers contracted HIV because the improper handling of needles. And the blood was contaminated. This led to the Chinese government to ban the practice of selling blood.
Ni hao. Hope everybody's doing good. I saw somebody say here on Hongbaoshu that they were surprised to hear that Americans would sometimes sell blood. And so I wanted to hop on because I sold blood when I was in college. So the reason that people sell blood is to get a little bit of money. Pharmaceutical companies want the plasma to do research, so they'll take the blood out, they'll spin it, and then return the red blood cells so that they can have the plasma. And I sold blood so that I could afford to go home, because at the time my parents were very poor. A bunch of banks in before 2008 did some irresponsible things, and as a result, in around 2008, thousands of American families lost their home. And so my parents lost the home that I lived in when I was in high school, and they were very poor when I was in college, so I needed to sell blood to go home and visit.
The homelessness population in China is only 0.18%. 95% of Chinese people are homeowners. The poor people in China do not have to pay taxes because they still want poor people to have food and shelter. Americans commented on some posts being like, is it actually true that thousands of you guys work in sweatshops to be able to make really cheap clothing for us in the United States, and you have to live and work out of these sweatshops for no money? The comments back were that they were emotional because they couldn't believe that Americans actually believed that. It's not true. They are clearly comfortable posting their children online because they're not worried about what perverted men will do if they see videos of their children online. The way that Americans have been shown that life in China looks like basically living in an overpopulated slum. So wrong. Their cities are stunning. Their homes are stunning, and they're affordable. Americans have also been told that Chinese people don't like Americans and that American people shouldn't like Chinese people. We have never been welcomed with open arms more so. They are so kind. The comment sections under videos that would get obliterated in the United States of people bullying the creator, filling their comment sections with judgment, polar opposite. On RedNote, the people commenting are cheering people on, being supportive, being kind, and spreading more positivity. Yo, we have been bamboozled. Bamboozled.
One common criticism level at RedNote is that it's composed of mostly middle class to upper middle class women who represent only a certain segment of China. Of course, China is not all rose petal and high-tech robots. There's a video that recently went viral on the Chinese TikTok, Douyin, and RedNote as well. This took place in my hometown, Chongqing. Take a look.
你好，那个怎么卖的？
少许5块，豆干你5块。
来一个。
你需要啥？
都来一个呗。
都来一个。
啊，就我跟你商量一个事儿，行不行？
啥事儿啊？
就是我吃这个不给钱，行不行？
啊？
就是我开个玩笑，就是我是一个画画的啊，因为我觉得你背着它这个特别温暖。我想给你画张画，给你画一下，行不行？我不骗人的啊，给你看，这都是我画过的画。
你画的呀？
对，我给你画一张行吗？
好啊。
这么冷的天，你还带着小孩出摊吗？
对呀，没人带呀。
孩子他爸呢？
他爸不要他了。
什么意思？
因为我们老大嘛，他生下来有那个先天性心脏病。需要很多钱去治疗的，他们爸是扛不住压力，跳河了。
那他这个病现在怎么样了？
已经做了2次手术，春节之后去做第3次。
都是你带着他给他做的手术？
对呀。
那你靠什么养他呀？
财产吧。
你现在卖多少钱呢？这个？
我今天到现在为止卖了22块钱。现在还是和现任丈夫生的。我本来以前和他挺好的，然后因为我带着这个孩子来他家嘛，然后他们的家人有点
接受不了。
对，所以说我们现在是被迫分开的状态。
那现在还是就你一个人每天带着这2个小孩还得出摊？
对。
我能问一下你今年多大吗？
我28。
我觉得你特别厉害，我在身上看不到一点点那种阴霾的影子。
阴霾是留给自己的，后面还有这么多手术要去做，你不阳光，改变不了现状的事情，不可能天天愁眉苦脸的吧？
他现在那个手术费收齐了吗？
没有，但是北京那边挺好，可以挂账。
那你这么累，你扛得住吗？
扛不住也得扛啊！才生完他嘛，其实身体都还没有恢复，一手抱着一手摆摊。我想多挣一点钱，结果他奶奶来了之后，在我们家，当着在我的面前，我就非要把我儿子手术给做了，要让自己就是活得有底气一点。
儿子跟女儿跟你一起绝对没错。啊，喜不喜欢？
好看，眼里有光。
就是我还是给你转点饼钱。
不用，我给你转点饼。
小孩
我就觉得很感谢了。
就是我不知道他手术还差多少钱，然后我给你转了5万块钱。这个钱是我跟你说，妹子，你听我的，我做自媒体，我能挣钱。
啊，真的是。
没事，别哭。咱不哭。我是真的希望在他康复的这个路上能有我一份儿，我会觉得我特别欣慰。这没有。没有，小朋友，你健健康康长大，保护妈妈好不好？行，不哭了，妹妹。妹妹，新的1年了，送你个礼物。这个是新年礼物啊，不一样。这是欧莱的好运年礼盒，这里面这一套都是那个王牌抗老产品。你在外面摆摊总风吹日晒的嘛，它可以保湿抗衰。我希望你能照顾好你小孩的同时，也能好好爱你自己。我也希望你们新的1年里面能够事事顺心，好运连连，幸福健康。
谢谢，也祝你们一路长虹。
哎，谢谢。
By the way, allow me to introduce my hometown Chongqing, where I was born.
Chongqing, one of the largest cities in the world, the most populous metropolis in the world, resident population of up to 32 million. The urbanization rate in the city has reached 70%. The urbanization rate in 7 regions has exceeded 90%. Welcome to the most exciting city on earth. Located in the central area of southwestern China, the Yangtze River and Jialing River flow by, also known as the bridge capital of China. This city is also a commercial and industrial center, known as the 8D Magic City.
Hello, fellow TikTok refugees and new friends. I've never posted before. I never posted on TikTok, but this app seems by and large far more accepting and welcoming and friendly. So I'm just gonna put myself out there and try to make some new friends. I'm a stay-at-home mom of a big, beautiful blended bunch, a California native. And yeah, how does this work? What do I expect? Give me some tips and tricks. I look forward to meeting you all. Thanks for having me.
小红书
I'm moving to China because what the fuck, America? I made a friend over in China through RedNote, and they told me that China has public school for college. Guess how much it is? Wrong. $650 American per year. I looked up the average price of 1 year of college in America. $30,000 is the middle for 1 year. And we have to go for 4 years for a degree. I'm moving to China. Are you kidding?
Now you have American kids learning Chinese, and they're moving to RedNote, and they get tens of thousands of fans, Chinese fans.
大家好，我现在在美国的社会课里，我们在学美国的历史。我现在在做笔记，就是我的朋友。你的名字是什么？你是什么 ？What's your name? Avery. I don't know what's your name. In Chinese. No, your real name. No, Eva. What's your name? Brooklyn. 我们在做笔记。If you have any questions for us Americans, my Instagram is Avery M. No. 我的老师现在在说事情，但是我不知道他在说什么。Avery 要给你们他的 Instagram 一点，等一下，去这里也 follow 我。
小红书
So what probably happened is the US government saw that we were going on RedNote and talking to Chinese people about their lifestyles. And then us realizing a communist freaking country is freer than we are.
A Chinese cowboy saying hello to his American friends.
美国的朋友，你们好，我是来自中国的牛仔，这里是中国的德克萨斯，内蒙古。我工作生活在我的牧场，我非常喜欢牛仔文化。更喜欢自由和宁静的生活。我的牧场坐落在一个美丽的大湖边，我正在把它建成我心目中的黄石农场。是的，《黄石》这部剧在中国很受年轻人欢迎，很多人认为我像其中的老杂顿。当我戴上假发，他们又说我像原住民老莫。我的马是一匹夸特马，我非常喜爱它。跟你们在北美的农场骑的马是同一个品种，感谢你们给我们培育出这么好的马种来。这里是中国最美的地区之一，夏天这里美似天堂，非常适合旅行。这里出产和北美同样优质的肉类，我们只需要简单的一把盐就能烹饪出美味的食物。这里的原住民文化非常迷人，他们淳朴、友善、勤劳。他们在极力保留自己的文化传承。夏季，他们会举办盛大的纳德木运动会，人们身着传统服饰进行各种竞技比赛，比如摔跤、射箭、骑马等等。有幸的是，我也是他们中的一份子。我是蒙古人，我在北京生活了快30年，我曾经是一名导演。在一次偶然的旅行中，爱上了这片草原。后来我决定租下来一片牧场，开始我的新生活。如今我已经在这儿快2年了。我爱这里的原住民文化，我也结识了很多友善的原住民朋友。在他们的帮助下，我开始建设牧场。我度过了严冬，熬过了寂寞。我一个人打理牧场的工作，经常自己拍摄自己的生活。总之，我非常喜欢这样的生活，虽然中间充满了艰辛和挑战，我依然乐此不疲。你在美国是怎么生活的？我非常想知道一些你的故事。我爱你。
小红书
He was very surprised that his video garnered him tens of thousands of new American followers.
哎，这小红书破天流量砸我头上了，这太多美国朋友关注我了。德克萨斯是牛仔的故乡，我们非常喜欢你的风格。来自俄克拉荷马的问候，我喜欢你的视频。在大学里，我辅修了人类学，研究了杜卡社区。从那个时候起，我就想去蒙古旅游。你的视频看起来就像美国的乡村生活，提醒我们并没有太大不同。
One thing Americans have noticed on RedNote is how nice the Chinese people are.
So I've been on RedNote for 10 days and I'm not leaving. I'm staying there. One of the biggest reasons is this profound fundamental difference that I have noticed between the Chinese people and the American people, especially on TikTok. There is this sense of stinginess and also defensiveness that runs rampant in American culture for some reason. And Chinese people are significantly non-judgmental. People are so open to like actual dialogue and meaningful conversation, whereas on here everyone's so defensive, everyone is so tense, everyone is like coming at each other's throats, and I'm like, I thought we were just talking. And the stinginess. Okay, I've had dozens of people messaging me on RedNote saying, you have an amazing opportunity at your hands right now, you could be making so much money, you should, you know, do this, do that, giving me all kinds of pointers and tips and telling me to like go for it with RedNote and trying to get me on Douyin. Not really possible for me, but like cheering me on and like wishing me success, wishing that I make a lot of money. And I'm like, Americans could never. Americans hate affiliate marketing. They hate whenever you make commission. They feel like you're taking something away from them, which I have no idea why that's a thing. But they just love to see people win, and it is insanely refreshing.
One American decided to read RedNote guideline to find out why RedNote is such a welcoming environment.
RedNote is just Chinese propaganda. For who? For who? When like 98% of its users have been Chinese. It is a Chinese app for the Chinese people. It's 12 years old. This is real content coming from real people. Is it a very select community? Possibly. And as Americans, we have been told really since childhood that China's government does not allow people from other countries or media outside of China to reach the Chinese people. Now, they do have censorship, they do have rules around internet access, but specifically on RedNote, there are two rules that are completely acknowledging the fact that there are going to be people from other parts of the world coming on here, and to empathize with them and to be kind to them. There's a large number of users in the community, and it's normal for everyone to interact with people from different backgrounds. Different users usually form different views and opinions on the same thing due to different facts and different positions. Moreover, experience sharing is a common behavior in the community, which usually allows a certain degree of subjectivity and tendency, which is also the objective law of such content creation. If the content shared does not match your experience and views, please try to restore the sharer situation first and sympathize with his mood before commenting. And this is the other rule. The Little Red Book community is still growing and more users will pour in. They come from different regions and have different social and educational backgrounds. Even if their life experience and creative ability may be temporarily different from those of professional creators, it does not mean that they cannot contribute good ideas. It is the core value of the Little Red Book community to welcome, encourage, and tolerate the speech sharing of newcomers and ordinary people. Please don't be stingy to express your love through likes, follows, and behaviors.
Here are my thoughts about RedNote after using it for 2 days. They are eating us the fuck up on that app, guys. Like, I have never seen so many beautiful people in my life. Every time I scroll, it's the Chinese version of Angelina Jolie, Nia Long, Henry Cavill, Aaron Pierre, Beyonce. I'm not exaggerating. These people are the most beautiful people I've ever seen, like as a whole, from just casually swiping. I'm like, I didn't even know, like, this is going to sound so ignorant. I didn't even know. Obviously, there's a billion Chinese people. Obviously, people are beautiful everywhere. But my mind is blown with, they are eating us up. Like, Chinese people are not coming on their app like we come on TikTok looking disheveled and crust in your eye and stink breath. They're not doing that. So kudos to y'all. Y'all are fucking gorgeous over there. 2, from yesterday to today, I have seen Americans make the effort of translating everything that we're doing with Chinese subtext. And I think that is the most beautiful thing, because 72 hours ago, not a single American was thinking about translating anything into Chinese. And now we're all translating into Chinese so our Chinese friends across the world can comprehend what we're saying and vice versa. Lastly, everything we were taught about China was propaganda, and we were brainwashed to believe that the communist state of China was just crazy mayhem. They don't have anything we have. They don't have lives. They don't have individuality. It's not fucking true. I just saw a post today of some girl. She's on a trip with some Chinese company, and they're in the mountains going skiing, and she was in the hot tub and they were drinking champagne. And I was like, oh, it's the same shit, just in China. They have the Chinese baddies, the girls with the BBLs. Yo, it's wild. If there's anything that came out of this protest that we're doing to our own government, is the fact that we're using our voice, and the intention that they had behind banning TikTok only gave us the catalyst to actually connect with our comrades in China and see how they actually live, and then see how we're not that different as humans. I'm going to continue to scroll this app. I'm going to continue to give you guys updates about my thoughts on it. But so far, so good.
To prove that I've been building bridges across cultures, I'm going to show you how I've been raising my son. 为了证明我在给不同的文化搭建桥梁，我给大家看看我是怎么培养我的儿子的。Hey son.
Yes.
你在干嘛呀？
我在写中文字。
Okay. Can you introduce yourself in French?
Bonjour, je m'appelle Adrien, j'ai 8 ans. Mon préféré couleur est jaune.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a scientist or an engineer.
Can you count to 10 in Spanish?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
And lastly, 你父母是哪里人？
我妈妈是福建人，我爸爸是山东人。
Great, thanks. You see, it doesn't matter what language you speak. We're all the same. Stop the hate and let's all come together. Wouldn't this world be a nicer place?
关注我。小红书。
What about racism in China? I found a video of a Chinese dad answering his mixed Chinese African daughter's question about why she's being called a little foreigner in her school.
爸爸，为什么好多人叫我小外国人？
因为你的眼睫毛很长，因为你的头发很卷，因为你长得像 Mission Puff 上面的模特一样，超级漂亮，所以他们叫你小外国人，对不对？没关系的，他们可以叫你小外国人 ，It's okay。
好呀，没关系的，爸爸。
小红书。
Many Copian about China says that Chinese people have no property rights and the government can take away their property at a moment's notice. Well, here is a house in Guangzhou where the house owner refused to sell his land to the developers, and this is what happened. This is a phenomenon in China famously known as nail houses. It's when the original owner of the house refused to sell, so the developers have to build around it.
We are on a Chinese EV road trip and we're running low on charge. So rather than charging the battery, let me show you how we're going to swap the battery. We have reached our first battery swapping station with the NIO ET7. It automatically parks itself inside of the power swap station. You can see Drew is not doing anything. The floor is just opened up underneath the ET7. It's going to lift up the car and it's going to pull the battery out of this thing. So it's lowering the battery out of our car now. So there goes the old 75 kilowatt hour pack right out. How crazy is that? And then it's going to go take a new one out from here where they have a bunch of batteries that are stored, charged up, or currently charging from other cars. And then we'll swap in the battery into ours. Here comes the new battery. It's swapping in right now. And just like that, about 3.5 minutes later, we are charged up to what SOC?
93.
93%. That's how they come. Ready to rock and roll.
Cost of living, like, are you kidding? It is so cheap to buy food there. And a house. Everybody owns a house. They realized that we were talking about our lifestyle differences. And they're like, oh shit, no, give them back TikTok, give them back TikTok. We can't have them realize that they just think they're free. We have the illusion of choice. The United States government is a total fucking shit show. And we have been enslaved for a long time. And all it took was for them to take away TikTok for one day. 10 hours. For so many people to realize that we've been enslaved for so long. I freaking love it. Wake up, America. You are enslaved with the illusion of choice. It's been like this for a long time. With that, I'll end this by F this corrupt ass government.
Well, is it safe to travel to China, you ask?
China is not a safe place to travel to at the moment. Alright, so guys, that's our video for today. This is an amazing cultural experience. You have to see this, you have to come here. These are not paid actors, these are just local people. Bye guys.
In fact, China is so safe. Our Mexican homies were surprised to see people leaving their keys in their scooters and live in the middle of the streets. There was a Chinese girl who I introduced a couple of days ago who explained what Lihua letters mean to the Chinese people. This post went viral, and many Americans are now writing back on RedNote to Lihua.
Hi, you guys. I'm gonna try not to cry recording this because I just found out about your guys' Lihua letters. And honestly, it's breaking my heart that we were taught to hate you guys in school. Meanwhile, you guys were taught to be friends with us. Like that your education system wanted you to make friends with us. Meanwhile, my school taught us nothing but hate for you guys. So to think of you guys writing these letters and never getting a response back, and then your first interaction with an American is to see hate or racism just breaks my heart. To be honest, that just sucks to find out. I can see why Chinese people are so kind now, because you guys were taught at a young age to be kind to us. So Lihua, I'm sorry for just now seeing your letters.
小红书
I just learned about the letters from Lihua, and it has me in tears. I had no idea that you guys were writing us letters, and now it feels like we have this long friendship that we're reconnecting. It's so beautiful, and I am just so happy to see America and China finally connecting as friends. I am here, and I would love to be your friend.
小红书
The Lihua letters. Oh my gosh. We never knew. I wish we knew. I'm so happy we're here. I was trying to tell my husband about this, and I couldn't even get the words out. I love this for all of us. So, I'm a teacher, and if there are other teachers out there in China who would like to reach out to me, we can exchange
I'll give you my school address. I have lots of students. We'll write back. We'll do it. I've been overwhelmed with the love that I've received on this app, so please be patient with me if I don't respond immediately, because I'm trying to reach out and respond to comments and messages and things. So let's do it. Let's make it.
小红书
Dear Li Hua, the words from your youth have finally found me. It's as if your childhood pencil was a magic wand and every word you wrote a wish. It's as if the childhood innocence that you held in your heart as you penned your letter manifested this moment of connection when the world knew we'd both need it most. The expanse between us has always felt so vast in so many different ways, from the deep ocean that separates us to the years of generational misunderstanding and assumptions. I'm sorry it took me so long to find you here, and I'm sorry that I have not always truly known you for all that you are, all your beauty. And though we don't speak the same language, I understand you clearly. Your warmth and your genuine kindness transcend every barrier, and I find myself undeserving of such friendship. In America, we have a saying, better late than never. I'm here now, friend, to listen, to learn, to extend my open hand back towards you. I can't ever unknow what you've taught me. And even if we find that this moment in time evaporates just as quickly as it formed, please know this. I love you. I admire you. I see you for your beauty. And we're different, yes, but I honor what makes you different. And I treasure the opportunity that you've given me to observe how you walk through life. Thank you for your generosity, inclusion, and open heart towards me. Knowing you for even a short time has changed me, and I hope that this friendship navigates our children towards a world where every little Li Hua letter written is returned with excitement and love. Thank you for initiating this transformative moment. You've kept your heart soft, and that's what makes you so strong in my eyes. I'm lucky to know you. Love, your foreign friend.
小红书
Dear Li Hua, hello, my name is Sarah, and I am so happy to finally write to you. Being able to finally connect with you feels like a miracle. When I was a child, I tried to find you. I dug holes in the ground in my backyard, wholeheartedly believing that if I dug deep enough, I could reach China. Back then, I held my shovel full of hope and curiosity about you and your life. I don't believe the idea of digging to find you was a coincidence. I believe that my heart heard your heart calling out for me through your letters. As I got older, the adults around me said that your country was my enemy. And if I got too close, you would try to hurt me. The day I realized those words meant that I had to put my shovel away, I cried. To me, it wasn't the end of a child's dream, but a deeper sadness I could not understand. Even so, I have never let go of that dream to be connected to you. I've always believed that no matter the time, distance, or cultural differences, that we are not enemies in our hearts. And today I can finally pick up my shovel again, this time through words, and bridge the gap to say ni hao. Life in America is rich and colorful, but we're also chaotic and sad. Most days we are too busy to enjoy the lives that we work so hard to build. Other days are filled with the warmth of family and friends. I like to cherish the simple moments and special occasions because there are so few. Now that your letter has arrived, the chance to know you brings a deep meaning to my life and adds more moments for me to celebrate. A wise person once said, "We are all visitors to this time, this place. We are just passing through. Our purpose is to observe, to grow, to learn, to love, and then we return home. Please don't stop writing me. I want to know everything about your life and your dreams. I hope my letter makes it back across the ocean to you and marks the start of a meaningful friendship. I can't wait to hear back from you. Your American friend, Sarah."
天呐，我觉得小红书可以拿诺贝尔和平奖。这一天，小红书上涌进来了近100万的全世界的朋友们。李华终于收到了外国朋友的回信。我从来没有想到中国文化全球化是这样实现的，不是走出去，是挤进来。他们拿着温馨的合照来和我们打招呼，然后我们也非常热情的去回应。他们看到了我们的真诚和友好，也看到了我们的文化和发展。我忽然间有种回到了2008年的感觉，我们和地球村的村民链接在一起。我觉得这不就是世界本来该有的样子吗？大家跨越大海，结交新的朋友，发现彼此都不是坏人。人类个体之间原本是没有隔阂的，一切的错误都来源于时势造就的狭隘和偏见。没有人知道这样的热闹会持续多久，但是我觉得所有人都会记住，在1月的一个短暂的下午，我们从带货、广告、信息茧房里短暂的逃开，看到全世界的老百姓心中幸福的生活，原来都是一样的，猫猫狗狗、孩子笑脸、爬山、钓鱼、美景美食，和亲人在一起，热爱生活，热爱这个世界。给你们看一下，这是我们公司的猫睡。Hello kids。
小红书。
Some of you have asked me to showcase more of 56 ethnicity of China. Well, I found a ethnic Yi woman introducing her culture to foreigners on Xiaohongshu, aka RedNote.
Hi, tutorial refugees. Today, I'm going to show you guys something different from Southwest China. So, I come from Yi ethnic group in Southwest China. This is my grandma, this is my mom, this is me. We have our own language. We also have our own clothing, jewelry, and customs. We celebrate Torch Festival. Literally, we carry torches into street in city, sing, dance, and drink all night. We also believe that everything in nature have a spirit. So for my family, even though we've moved into the modern apartment for many years, we still kept some really bizarre blessing rituals. And for me, it's really until I grew up, I realized how unique my own culture is. So on Xiaohongshu, I often share some content combine e-culture with modern lifestyles. We love to talk about women topics on Xiaohongshu. I think Xiaohongshu is basically a community that led by really young female creators, and you can talk whatever you like here, from marriage to gynecological issues and feminist films, books, even temples. That's it. And this year I'm going to create more content about e-ethnic culture. Follow me for more. Hope you enjoy your time on Xiaohongshu.
小红书.
And here's a Uyghur brother who is studying in Spain, introducing China to foreigners on RedNote.
Hello Americans, I don't know how your media shows China, but I see many people under this video don't believe this is China. And maybe there are some stereotypes, but this is a real China. Are you ready to see more? 3, 2, 1. Shanghai. Not ever. It's a 100%.
小红书
More and more people are waking up to the reality of China. This is what they have to say.
As an American, I have a request from Xiaohongshu. Can you please, okay, so it's really beautiful. I love this app. Everybody is so freaking nice. I've never been treated more nicely in my entire life than from you guys. You guys, it makes me want to cry. It makes me want to cry because our government has villainized you guys for so long. It makes me very sad. We are all friends. It literally makes me so sad. And I don't want to ruin my makeup, but I love you guys and I really appreciate the kindness. Thank you very much. Anyway, I went off on a tangent. What I was trying to say is, Little Red Book, can you please add the feature in messages to click to translate? Because you have it for comments and it's amazing. I would love to be able to write people back in the messages, please.
小红书
Before we inevitably enter some type of conflict with China in the Trump administration, whether economic or military, that's totally unnecessary. Can we please just stop with all the China phobia that we have in this country? I mean, what have the people of China ever done to the United States? I understand China has its own issues, China has its own pros and cons, but ever since we were kids, all we were taught was China is an adversary nation. China is an enemy to the United States. They probably don't even give the United States a second thought, and here we are obsessing over China like they're our enemy. I think it's time we stop fearing and fear-mongering China. We should be working with China to solve some of the greatest challenges of this century, like working with China on the environment instead of fighting China. Enough already.
Breaking news, the White House is in talks to have Oracle take over TikTok. Guys, this was the plan from the very beginning. So according to exclusive reporting from NPR, the Trump administration is working on a plan to save TikTok that involves tapping software company Oracle and an outside group of investors to effectively take control of the app's global operations, according to two people with direct knowledge of the talks. Quote, the goal is for Oracle to effectively monitor and provide oversight with what's going on with TikTok. Once again, this was always the plan.
There's even reports from TikTok users that Xiaohongshu in the comments has been removed for violating community standards. TikTok has not been the same. Of course, this change has been noticed by TikTok users, and they're not taking this line down.
Okay, genuinely, I don't care that TikTok's back. Don't care. Don't even care. I realized that it was back yesterday morning, and literally it freaked me out so much how different it was. It's very different, like immensely different. It literally feels like I logged into Facebook. It's terrifying. I'm staying here. I'm staying. I want to learn Mandarin.
小红书
I deleted my TikTok. I had just under 10,000 followers. I also deleted my Facebook and my Instagram. Why? It's because I love it here on RedNote. There's no toxicity. It's chill. I'm learning things. I'm learning Mandarin. I'm learning about your Chinese culture, the art, the architecture that has been maintained over thousands of years. It's incredible to me. But the people are the main reason why I'm staying. Everybody's been awesome. And I have no regrets, none whatsoever. So I'm sticking around, and I hope my other fellow Americans on here.
小红书
家人们，我现在在美国，我就明显感觉到那个文化自信就是更自信了。其实每个国家都有他们那种稀奇古怪的文化输出嘛。日本就是他们的动漫、他们的旅游，韩国就是他们的 K-pop 是吧？就是不算说特别正经的文化输出，但是它会让别的国家人对你这个国家起码感兴趣，有感兴趣的这个程度在。之前我在美国的时候，感觉就是大家明显对日本和韩国更有兴趣。就比如说他们喜欢看韩剧，或者说他们喜欢 K-pop， 然后他们就会因为他们这个感兴趣的东西做一个切入点去了解这个国家。之前我就是明显感觉到，这美国人对中国的感受就是他们很 能知道这个国家大概是怎么样子的，但你要让他们去深入去了解的话，其实只有一小部分人说是非常感兴趣的，因为你就是缺少一个切入点嘛。现在大家都比较喜欢娱乐性的东西，你缺少一个娱乐性的切入点，大家就没有说非得去了解你这个国家，除非是那种对文化特别有感兴趣的人。那现在有了小红书这个视角以后，我真的就感觉中国它在世界上形象那个潮流度就已经有了。就比如说前几天我去上课的时候，就真的有美国人来问我说，哎，你是不是玩小红书？我就最近特别沉迷这个软件，然后他跟我说了好多东西，然后说，哎呀，我好感兴趣中国的这个旅游什么什么，我也想去中国旅游，巴拉巴拉巴拉。真的是小红书这次就是作为一个非常时髦的切入点，让大家是心甘情愿的想去了解中国文化。就比如说我们之前留子在国外宣传中国文化，真的就是一板一眼的，你去强硬的你去跟人家宣传，但其实人家感不感兴趣这都不一定，因为现在大家都是喜欢时髦的东西，所以我感觉就是特别好，特别好。咱们现在也是有这个时髦的切入点了，超级好。对我们这文化输出是个特别好的事情。然后中国人以后在国外也不是那种一板一眼的形象了，是吧？这么多外国人和我们开玩笑，也知道我们这个幽默的等级是在什么程度上了，大家也不会觉得中国人都是特别的害羞、特别的shy、特别的不爱讲话之类的。特别好啊，特别好啊！这一次。
I am so grateful that I hopped on here. This app has changed in the past week. Crazy. I went from not knowing where I was clicking to going back and forth between translation, between Google Translate, and then into the app to try to figure out how to use this and to try to find people in it. It's been quite the experience, and I'm so excited. I am not leaving RedNote. In fact, I have been posting more on RedNote than I have on TikTok. And of course, I'm an older person, right? I'm 44. And this is not as simple for me as it is for some of you that are a little bit younger. But I'm going to stick to it, and I'm going to continue to try it. And can we just talk about
小红书
I just wanted to share some of my thoughts from the time that I've had here. When I came to this app, I came because I was curious, and I admit I had certain ideas of what I thought the people were going to be like. In my many interactions that I've had with people, my eyes have been completely opened. My perception has totally changed, and I just wanted to say thank you. Your people have welcomed me with kindness, compassion. I came here as a TikTok refugee, and I feel like a nation adopted me as a son in love. And I'm never going to forget this time. So I want to thank you. I want to thank you for opening my eyes. I want to thank you for showing me who you truly are, and who you truly are is somebody that I really appreciate. I feel like I've made lasting friendships here, and I'm here to stay. So this is a vibrant people, unlike what I was told. Your people are not oppressed, unlike what I was told. You have a joy for your country, and it's amazing. So I'm just rambling here, I know, and I'm sorry for that, but I just wanted to express my gratitude, and I wanted to convey how my perception has changed, and I appreciate you people as one.
This is amazing. I never expected this to happen, and I really do hope that RedNote exchanges will not be a fad, but will be a continued foundation of Chinese-American friendship. I'm Carl Zha, your host to this RedNote Diaries. Leave in the comments below what type of content you would like to see on my channel. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.